Another lockdown at California High. 3 policemen respond to a complaint at Orange High School. A divine encounter at Poly High School. And what would it look like if thousands of young adults joined Operation P.R.A.Y. and became part of our volunteer teams? I'm going to cover all of this in weekly updates 20 and 21. And I'm doing 2 updates in one because Eden, our social media assistant, has been encountering this all over pain in her body, in her joints and her muscles, and the doctors don't know what's wrong with her. So can I ask you to please pray for Eden, and so that she would receive the proper treatment, or that God would just divinely heal her? Because I'm winging this social media stuff on my own, so have a little bit of grace for me, but please keep her in your prayers. All right, let me get back to California High in Whittier. On Friday, the students came to school and there was a bomb threat and they went on lockdown. The following Monday, there was complaints of a resident that was walking around with an AR-15 and making bomb threats and threatening the neighbors. And so the school had to go on another lockdown. I mean, if you're a student going to that school, you got to have a lot of anxiety and fear and uncertainty of what the day is going to bring when you just show up for school. And so that is why Operation P.R.A.Y. exists, is to show these students through the power of prayer how to live victoriously in a fallen world. Okay, let me move on to what happened at Orange High School. 3 policemen rolled up in 2 police cars and approached our prayer team, asking them, hey, what are you guys doing here? Because we got a complaint from somebody in the neighborhood. And so they began to share Operation P.R.A.Y. and how they pray with students 1 day a week, 1 hour, right here on public sidewalk. And so the policeman listened to them and said, you know what, you are well within your First Amendment rights. And so no problem, keep on praying. But here's what happened, is that what the enemy meant for evil, God meant for good, is that our prayer team got to pray for these policemen because, you know, they go to work every day and they are living a danger, they have a dangerous job. And so they got to pray for protection over them. So that's what happens when you just step out in faith and be part of our prayer team. You just never know what's going to happen. Okay, let me share an encouraging story from our prayer team at Poly High School. Deborah and Emily have been praying at that high school this year, and they have prayed with over 60 students, and 15 have given their life to Jesus Christ. And so when they were out there last week, Emily asked one of the girls, hey, can I pray for you? And she said, no, not really, I'm okay. And Emily said, can I bless you? And she goes, well, yeah, that would be good. And she was just listening. And after Emily got to bless her, the student opened up and said, you know what, I'm having a really hard time because my cousin died 2 days ago. And so Emily, she got to talk to her and just share the love of Jesus and minister to her. And so this is what happens, is that when you're there every single week, you start building relationships with these students, and they start opening up and sharing their lives with you. And isn't that exactly what Jesus Christ wanted us to do, was build relationships with our neighbor and love them. Love our neighbor as your... Okay, I got one last story for you. Bobby, Diana, and I attended the TPUSA Faith event called Make Heaven Crowded at Harvest Christian Fellowship Church in Riverside, California last week. And it was an electrifying event. They had all kinds of great speakers. One in particular, Bryce Crawford, that kind of stood out to me, where he tells his story that on his darkest day, about ready to commit suicide, God shows up for him. And because of that encounter, he's a social media influencer, turned evangelist, and sharing the love of Jesus Christ and witnessing to people all over the USA. And so he was there that night along with Erica Kirk, sharing the vision of TPUSA Faith. And so that's why we attended, is that we wanted to make a personal connection with one of their representatives. And thank you, God, we did. And hopefully in the coming weeks, we're going to put that partnership together. But anyways, what they do is that they empower and they equip young adults to witness and to share their faith. And what better partnership it would be for us to join them and share and teach them how to pray with high school students on their campuses. And so we're hoping for that to materialize. And so please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see what happens. But God bless you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.